Thanks for joining in. We're glad to bring you back right here to our studios live where we are in Abuja, Nigeria. If you're listening from any part of the world, we're glad you joined in. Whether it's Australia, US, or Canada, we are able to say thank you for listening. Democracy Now continues. We've been having a series of sessions and interviews with various coordinators of the Not Too Young to Run bill, coordinators across various states where we expect the bill, having gone through some national, well, live, much of it will follow through later on to be in the states where much of those reviews will be done. And we must also say at this point in time, with much success ascribed to the Senate yesterday, passing it completely with not too much differential in the passage of the bill. The House of Representatives will do the same today, hopefully, as they deliberate on the constitutional review where the bill happens to fall under that various section. Now, this very moment, I'm joined by Abdulganiu Yakub, who is the coordinator of the Not Too Young to Run group there in Jigawa State. He is with me live in the studio to just discuss a little bit about the bill and the expectation, even at the state level. Thank you so much for coming around, Abdulganiu.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, so much can be said about the Not Too Young to Run bill. The bill in itself has had a very long-term run, if I would say. How do you capture the journey of the Not Too Young to Run bill from the Jigawa story? What is the story like for you, for your team in Jigawa?
Well, I must first of all commend the effort of some leaders, or rather founders of the movement. I must commend the effort of the Samson Otodo and Hamza Lawal and Kasim Zengina and the rest of them, who came together and start thinking of conceiving the idea. But then this is a movement that has a lot of blessings from Nigerian youth, and it was embraced by the youth and the elders of Nigeria. And of course, to me, I can say it's an awakening call. It is not just about the bill. It is an injection that awakened the Nigerian youth, and it tells us that yes, we can be together, and we can move together, and together we can give birth to a new Nigeria. Of course, we've been coming to Abuja, having a lot of meetings and going down to our various states, collaborating and coordinating ourselves across the states in the north and the southern part of the country, and we all come together working on a volunteer basis. And of course, and we went down to the state and established structures that are given the mandate to go on advocacies. Some of them help with strategies, some of them help with media outings and a lot of other things. It is not just about the bill, but it's about the passion and the energy we see among Nigerian youths, both men and women, from the north and from the south, regardless of religion, regardless of tribe, and many other resounding issues that are coming. But it tells us that yes, we're still Nigeria, and we still see the nation in the youths. And that tells us yes, Nigerian youths has the capacity to coordinate. Nigerian youth has the capacity to come up with a visionary movements. It tells us that yes, we can work together. All the noise we see in the social media and other traditional media about the divisions and other negative things about Nigeria are just false, and it doesn't exist among Nigerian youths. Not Too Young to Run movement really show us that. And of course, going down to the state level, we've seen a lot of passion also among the youth in the city and those in the villages. We've seen all the passions in them. We've seen the educated and non-educated men and women coming together to join the movement. And the movement really tells us, yes, we can.
Yeah, and I must really commend Jigawa State. I know it's one of the most reserved states in the northern part of Nigeria. When I say reserved, in terms of everything there, the men are gentle, the ladies there are very cordial, and it's also a very tolerant state because I know there are Christians also there that also move around in Jigawa State as much as the Muslims. Quite a peaceful group of people staying together in Jigawa State with a lot of things to look at. It's a state I've loved to go over and over again every time I have the opportunity.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this. Still following through with the fact that Jigawa State happens to be a state where one could almost say it's very reserved. It can be compared to the Kano or the Sokoto state. What would have to be some of the stories you heard, Abdulganiu, as the coordinator of the Not Too Young to Run group in Jigawa State, from some of the young people there who said, "Oh, I want to join this group. I want to advocate for this very story," because they could as well have stayed back, do everything they do, being a group of people that are strongly reserved.
Well, of course, you've been so polite to say reserve, but then I think conservative is one of the right word there.
Mm.
But we know the challenges, and we know exactly what we're facing, and that is why we give it extra strategy. I mean, the strategy required extra effort in terms of trying to talk to people one-on-one, and also getting the youth and give them some capacity building training. And that is first of all what we've started, and then we give them this. We give them the perspective. Giving them the perspective, give them ownership of the movement, and they have a very clear understanding of it. And to our greatest surprise, that gave us above what we expected, because I can tell you, in Jigawa we had the youths, both men and women from the most rural communities, endorsing the movement, joining the movement, paying their transport, coming all the way from the villages, meeting us in the cities to sit for Not Too Young to Run campaign. And we've seen the Emmas in the States endorsing the movement. We met the youngest, the person who was thrown at the age of at less than 30 years as a first class emir, and he endorsed it, and he said, "This is my bill." You know, and of course, one of the chief imam in the state also told us that he was crowned as an imam, and he was appointed one at younger age than less than 30, and he said, "This is my movement." And these are some of the voices that give us all the energy, all the passion, and we've seen it. And of course, we tried as much as possible to bring together the Muslim and the Christians and everybody on board, the women and the men together. And we try to let them understand this is a movement that requires effort. It is not about, and we made the elders understand. Of course, we know it's a major, one of the major stumbling block is just the elders, and we try to make them understand that this movement is about we have arrived. It is not about we have arrived. It is not about you can't do it, we can't, so you move, we should be there. No, we told them no. It is all about inclusive democracy. It's all about giving everybody equal chance to give his contribution towards development of Nigeria. And of course, we told them it doesn't make sense. If I am eligible to vote at 18, why shouldn't be eligible to be voted for? If I am important in Nigerian democracy, the equation should be fair to me as well. And of course, many of them understand. And of course, we also took a tower to so many people. We were strategic in trying to figuring out some people who participated in decision making at their younger age, even though they are old by now. We went across the old Kano province, which includes Jigawa and other parts of Kano, and we were able to talk to Lieutenant Masan Kano before he died. Some few weeks before he died, and we talked to him. We said, "Oh, sir," we had an interview with him. We went for advocacy visit to him, and he told us, and we told him, "Okay, sir, you were part of the government at your tender age, and I want to believe it's one of the reasons why Nigerians are not getting tired to bring you on board whenever there is any critical national issue. Why? It's because you acquired the experience right from your tender age, and you witnessed so many things at your tender age. Don't you think you should support the Not Too Young to Run?" He ultimately supported it, and he will share a lot of experience to us, and that was also source of inspiration to us that we should push further. And this, what we are doing, is really right and is good for Nigeria.
So